Hello traders and welcome to our market roundup update. It's Stu Napan here, founder of Master Markets Elite Trades Conference and the Traders Open Day. So here we are today on the 2nd of November 2018 on our weekly market performance. Okay, so how well did we do? So just before that, we usually cover a topic and let me just do that at the moment. So today's topic will cover on risk management, okay, risk management, and then we can then look at a few practical applications in our performance as well for this week and for last month as well, because today is the 2nd of November, so we'll do a monthly review for the last month. Right, so now traders, on risk management, there's a couple of ways that you can risk manage. The most effective one that they have researched and have found out is the percentage risk management, which is the 1% risk management. Now, what do we mean by this? Now, for example, if you have an account of, let's say, 10,000 pounds, let's say, right? 1% of that would be 100 pounds. So this is what we call your account risk, okay? And all we are saying is that you have to risk manage in such a way that in every trade that you take, you only will lose 100 pounds, okay? That's what we are saying over here. Right. Now, some of you may say, okay, I've got more than 10,000 pounds, that's fine. Then your account, then your percentage risk, 1% monetary value increases. For those of you who've got less than 10,000 pounds, let's say 5,000 pounds or 2,500 pounds, or some of you are a bit more fearful of putting in that money, you want to put even lesser. So for those of you who want to do that or don't have much outlay but still want to make a lot of returns, even with 10,000 pounds, some of you may say, okay, but even if a trade makes me 2% profit or 3% profit, that's only 300 pounds, Tiru. How is it going to work for me? I just need to make more, as an additional income to support my family, to do the things I love, take my families on a holiday, and all those things, fly them on business class, whatever that is, right? Or book them that five-star, accommodation, that hotel. So all those things may come to your mind. So how do we do this then? Because some of you say, oh no, it's very small returns and all that. Okay, so let's take a look then. What else can we do? Now, 1% risk management is one of the best ones, especially when you are dealing with larger amounts of money. Let's say, especially hedge funds, institutions, and all that, right? Because they got a lot of capital to play with. So then you can comfortably do 1% because then the monetary value of that, let's say, of 100 million, let's say, will be about 1 million, right? So at that point, it really doesn't matter anymore because you will make good enough profit and you get a good decent cut as well of it. Now, however, if you do not, if you're a retail trader, then what do you then do? Then sometimes we also say that what you can actually do is you can increase this percentage of risk, right? You can increase this percentage of risk to 5%. Now, some of you may ask, hang on a minute, then I'm going to lose 500 pounds, I don't want to lose 500 pounds, right? So now, how do we then come up with the figure of the percentage? Now, the answer is to the maximum drawdown of your strategy, okay? To your maximum drawdown of your strategy is what is the answer towards that, okay? Now, therefore, you must then formulate your strategy, do some back testing, find out how the strategy usually performs, get the maximum drawdown. Let's say your maximum drawdown of all the strategies combined is 10%. Then you must be prepared to lose 50% of your account at any one time and just know that that's the performance of the strategies, all right? So that's one way of doing it if you don't want to have much outlay into your account. Another way of doing it as well, but based on maximum drawdown as well, put an arbitrary amount for the 1% risk. So 1% risk can be equal to, let's say, 500 pounds, right? If you say that, that means in any trade you can only lose 500 pounds. So 500 pounds times your 10%, that means at any one time, just be prepared to give back 5,000 pounds to the market. That's all. And therefore, you must have more than 5,000 pounds in your account. And usually we say times 2 of that, you should have at least 10k in your account. Okay, so that's the amount that we are saying for. And also you must be psychologically prepared as well. So two key things if you want to increase your risk: one, you must know your maximum drawdown, and then secondly, work backwards from there, and then thirdly, you must be psychologically prepared to lose that amount of money for then the strategies to pick up and come into positive territory. So okay, so those are the three steps that you do need to look at if you want to increase your risk management. But of course, traders, in the beginning, of course, like anything, right, it takes time. You cannot become Hussein Bolt tomorrow, can you? You cannot run that 100-meter race in that less than 10 seconds or whatever, just like Hussein Bolt does, right? You cannot. So it takes time, it takes practice, it takes working on this psychological muscle that you have, and and then you can then increase your risk and then make more money with that confidence and that conviction. So it all happens progressively, and of course that journey can be shortcut with the professionals. And that's what brings us here to Master the Markets, because here you have the truth of trading. We're spreading the truth, we're changing lives. Our clients make money in real time, and they also produce account statements, cumulative as well. Okay, and that is why some traders, they in the beginning they come to us, and then they say, oh no, now is not the right time, they go away, and then they go and do some research, they want to do it themselves, and finally they can't crack it. They got to come back here, because here's the truth, guys. Here's the source. There's no other way of running away anywhere. So I know some guys, some clients of ours who went off the tangent for 5 years, and then they came back to us again, because they said we went so many other places, they just couldn't get it right, because the truth is here. Truth is always congruent. Okay, and also do always remember that tomorrow never comes. Some people say, I've got work commitment, I'm waiting for this contract, I'm just going to wait until everything gets perfect and rosy. There's no such perfect and rosy situation. Just wake up, guys. This is the only kind of investment that frees your time and still gives you money as well. And all this in 15 minutes. Even if you're doing property, and property is really good, and that's something that we all look into as well. We as traders also look into that diversification of portfolio. But this is an additional pillar, and the way that the money is made is just incredibly phenomenal when you know how to crack it and you know how to confidently make that passive return. Because 15 minutes and then the trade is just running while you're sleeping is incredibly intelligent with the proper risk management as well. So always do remember, tomorrow never comes, traders. All right, and don't say such things like you don't have enough money. If you don't have enough money, then this is the perfect solution, right? Because it's going to free you from that. And waiting for the next contract, waiting for all things to reduce first. No, just make the commitment and then fit around your lifestyle, get into this, because this is the only thing that can give you the freedom of time. Okay, so that's enough from me on this topic today. So 1, 2, and 3, remember that in terms of risk management. So the first thing is your maximum drawdown, always know that. Second thing is you must also know what your strategy is going to lose as part of that. Once you've chosen which type of risk management you use, 5% risk or arbitrary percentage, 1% is good, £500. And then finally, a third one, psychologically get prepared for that drawdown if it ever even happens, okay, in real time. All right, okay, so that's good on the topic now. Now we go on to our performance for this month. Not this month actually, this week, and for last month actually. So let me just show you this at the moment, and I will also show you the performance as well. So the LTR performance, as you can see over here, according to all our strategies, we got Liftoff and Money Bars. We're going to introduce one more as well. So in terms of all of that, traders, right, for this week, for the what is this date over here for this week, in terms of 25th, 28th, 29 October to 2nd of November, right, is what we're looking at. We actually do not have any trades here on the LTR systems, okay, on the Liftoff or either on the Money Bars. However, in terms of the Elite Room performance, you can see over here Smart Money there hasn't been. But however, on Swing Profits, we did take a trade, and it was a really good trade as well we took, and that actually hit our 1.74% profit as well. I think some of you would have seen that on our account statements. You can see over here in terms of Aussie dollar as well. This is what the trade that we took. We entered on the close over here. Actually not that close. Actually we entered on the close over here as it was coming against us, and then we took it all the way, and then we took our profit on the half of that outsider bar, and we just got out. Okay, that's what we did in terms of that, in terms of Aussie dollar, and that was 1.74%. Now in terms of prime profits, we took a trade on dollar yen as it was reversing against us. That hit our initial stop, okay, in terms of prime profits. That was on the 29th of October. And then gold bars as well, we took another trade on dollar yen as well, and that was a 1% hit as well. So let me just show you that as well. Now over here you can see on dollar yen, 29th of October, right? 29th of October is over here. where we were taking this particular trade over here, and we didn't really go in our favor because we were looking for this to go further down, but it didn't. It went up. Then over here we did the same thing as well. We were looking for this to go further up, and in terms of gold bars over here on the left over here, you can see that on the low, right? Is on the low is what I'm taking a look at over here, and it's now triggered into the trade, but we just got hit by a stop by 2 pips, if you can see over here, right? So let me just show you that very quickly. So over here we can see that 11257, is it not? So 11257, but it just went down to 11255. Okay, so you can see that we're all transparent in every single thing that we do over here. So overall, what did we achieve then? So let me just show you that. So basically LTR is flat, right? So LTR is flat. So that was 0. And then Elite Room, what do we have? So Elite Room, we had basically 1.74% profit in terms of swing profits, -1 in terms of prime profits, and -1 for gold bars, right? So overall, how much is that? So when we total it all up, it's just a small loss of minus 0.26%. Okay, this is how you keep the losses very, very small, traders. Yeah, and then you wait for the big, humongous weeks to come by. Okay, so that's our net profit and loss for the week. Now, in terms of the Elite Room performance, you can see for October last month, it's been up by 8.63%. Okay, 8.63% is what we are up by over here, as you can see. And in terms of the LTR room, right, in terms of the LTR room, that is actually up by, as you can see over here, 3.99%, is about 4%, isn't it? So when you total up both of them together, what do we have, traders? We have 4 plus 8.63, which is over here, and that we got 12.63%, okay, as a profit. Now, that at 1% risk, if it's a 100k account, that will be 12,630 pounds. Of course, some of you may say, oh no, we don't have that amount of account capital outlay. And in that case, then what you can then do, as I mentioned already before in the previous part of the video, a 1% risk, put an arbitrary amount of 500 pounds, let's say you can do that. And at that point, then that will just be a little bit over 6,000 pounds. Okay, that's what you will get, and the exact numbers I will just tell you in a minute. Actually, I can just do the exact amount just for you guys over here. So that will be what, 500 times 12.63, and that will be 6,315 pounds, okay, at 500 pound risk. Okay, so I guess that's a wrap. Okay, so really brilliant stuff on all the guys who've taken all the trades on our trading floor and who perseveres because of their truth and the conviction in these strategies. Traders, this is the whole point, right? Trading is just not about execution, it's the whole rounded facet. Okay, it's about knowing your strategy component really inside out, knowing what the edge is, why you must continue to work. Second is the psychology to sustain through, to consistently execute. And finally is your review, is what we're doing every week, right? Review your trades, look what's working well, look what's not working well, and then take a stance on whether you need to optimize it or not. This is what you need to do, and that's why a community is so important, and true professionals in this space who can guide you to get you there is so critically important. Okay, so for those of you that to thinking, should you do this, should you do not, or should you further your education, don't think anymore. Tomorrow never comes, traders. Just do it, and do it now like a master. Alright, so with that, I'll just wrap it up. And as we always say, till next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master.